The Minnesota Vikings need to tear it down. Their season is effectively over, and it's time for a total roster makeover. Hi, I'm Jesse McNamer, and welcome to Point of View. Before we get into it today, I just want to say we always appreciate your feedback and look forward to reading your comments like the one we've got right here. Also, be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode to see if you can guess today's trivia question down below. To today's topic, where do the Vikings go from here? They were a 13-win team a season ago, but are going to miss the playoffs and have some major questions at key positions. I think a rebuild is the only path for them at this point, and it isn't entirely their fault. Early in the season, they lost Jefferson for a few games and Kirk for the year, but they still managed to rattle off a 5-game win streak during that time. Backup QB Josh Dobbs had a miraculous run for a few weeks, but since then, it's been all doom and gloom in Minneapolis. Their downfall culminated on Sunday night when they got blown out by my Green Bay Packers and all but eliminated the purple and gold from playoff contention. The offseason is effectively here for Minnesota, and they have a lot of work to do. First question, what do you do about the QB moving forward? Cousins gave his input over a month ago. Here's what he had to say.
When I was in Washington, I always said I want to be a one-team quarterback in my career. That'd be pretty special to be able to do that. It's very tough to do. And then when it didn't work out in Washington and came here, I thought, not only do I want to be just a two-team quarterback, but I'd like the run in Washington to go so well that I'm remembered as basically a one-team quarterback, that I played for the Minnesota Vikings. So certainly that desire hasn't changed. That's still the same. And there's a lot that's out of my control in that. And so, yeah, you can want a lot of things. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. So I keep an open mind, but certainly would love for that to be the case.
So Kirk Chains wants to stay. But he is a 35-year-old free agent fresh off a torn Achilles. That can't be what the Vikings are looking for at a time when it's crucial to convince Jefferson to stick around after his rookie contract expires next season. What other options do they have at QB? The combo of QBs they've run out as replacements this season don't look like they can be the next Dante Culpepper by any means, and their first-round pick this season will likely fall after the top crop of prospects are selected. The free agent market won't be flooded with talent, so maybe Kirk is the best option? I'm just happy I'm not making that decision. Then you still have to figure out what to do with the defense. They've been around the middle of the pack in most categories this season, which isn't a terrible place to be, but they have a bunch of aging players and free agents that they need to make decisions on now. Danielle Hunter has been a staple on the edge, but he's a free agent. Jordan Hicks is in that same boat. Harrison Smith has spent his entire decade-plus career in Minnesota, but he'll be 35 next season. With already so much uncertainty on the future of the offense, you might as well rebuild the defense at the same time. And while that's what I would do, something tells me that Vikings GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah doesn't agree with me. 2 seasons ago, he called the Minnesota's plan a competitive rebuild. He provided an update on that plan last July. Here's his perspective.
We want to be great every year and give ourselves a chance. And so that's kind of what it was. It was, how do you shapeshift while still winning? And ultimately, that's a little riskier than tearing everything down and being bad for a while and coming back up. I know that, right? I could tell you the mathematical probability of doing it that way. And certainly that's a way that other teams may have chosen, but we didn't. That's not how we were trying to do it. We're trying to be good, figure out a way to be competitive, give yourself many chances at it so that you can get one or more championships. That's what we believe in here, and we'll always try and pursue that.
He clearly understands the risks of running an organization this way, and almost looked like he was completely correct based on last year's success and this year's midseason winning streak. But now it looks pretty clear it's time for an overhaul. They don't have their quarterback of the future. Their defensive core is nowhere near the Purple People Eaters and will likely be gone in the next couple of years. And your defensive coordinator, Brian Flores, will probably look at head coaching jobs whether or not the fans in Minneapolis want him fired. Now is the time to pull the trigger on a rebuild, because if they don't, they could find themselves forced into a rebuild at a time they don't have the picks nor the cap space to keep them relevant in the NFC. One Viking worth keeping around and building is rookie sensation Jordan Addison. Be sure to check out our recent point of view to hear more on him. And the moment you've been waiting for, here's the answer to today's trivia question. We appreciate you tuning in to this episode of Point of View, and we will see you in the next one.